but this game in LA is most important. We'll have the form is on point as we take a look at our starting line.
A lot of players are needing to be developed.
In the middle for the tip, and Atlanta starts off with the rock. Atlanta in their homegrown jerseys with the ATL etched across the front. That's something that the players were absolutely a part of. I think she's very familiar with the rims as well. She spent some time in LA for a few seasons before the trade to Atlanta.
She's such a difference maker, just right away, touching the paint and putting the aggressiveness as far as the defense on hold.
Also spent some time at UCLA where she spent 4 years, has a couple records there. Nneka Ogwumike gets her own miss, tries to send it out. Ariel Atkins setting things up. 8 seconds on the shot clock. The dish, no good. First turnover for LA. Here comes Angel Reese. We've seen her point forward before, off on the layup.
A rare miss from Angel Reese, though, in transition. We've seen her make those the last few games.
She's been shooting over 50% in the last 3 games. Is the three.
One of the keys for Atlanta, the hot starts are coming behind Ryan Howard, making sure she gets most of her scoring done in that first quarter.
Ryan Howard put up 4 threes in the first quarter. In the last game against Phoenix, her on a heater is lethal.
And that first 3 that she just put up was in and out.
Jordan Canada off the mark on her second attempt as Dearica Hamby pushing the ball up the floor. Going at Naz Hillman, finding some space and putting LA on the
speed because she ran into a brick wall in Naz Hillman, who didn't budge, but she took that extra step and just got through underneath the defense for the lay-in.
Dearica Hamby averaging just under 15 points per game as Angel Reese blocked at the rim. That's down the first of the pair, has one more and drains that one as well. Going back to not just the statistical part of what players were doing in that last game, but Naz LA would have this circled on their calendars because of the whopping 124 points that Atlanta was able to put up on them.
I mean, they eliminated LA from being able to get into the playoffs, so that's going to leave a stench in their mouth right there.
Yeah, LA is a team that has been eliminated, one of the 6 teams. Only Portland are the 2 remaining teams, but Dallas really have the keys at this point as they have about a 6-game advantage.
I can tell you right now, Nneka didn't like losing on her home court, and right there they come up with the steal, and Nicole McConney, it's like she got poked in the eye.
Monika Koa coming seasons.
Angel Reese a little frustrated with herself because she got that foul off of the turnover.
Monique outside, way off, and now Hillman able to correct. Both teams still sitting on 4. Ryan Howard finding Jordan Canada again. Ariel Atkins, one of the best defenders in the league, has the assignment of Canada. 8 on the shot clock. Ryan Howard almost lost the ball and does over the fingertips of Ariel Atkins. The dish. Monika Koa off the mark, and Ryan Howard comes down with the rebound, pushing it up out the floor. Alicia Gray, Euro step on the left, and drops it in.
And that's exactly what Atlanta needs to do. The cannon as far as defense, they're flying around. They're not trying to make things easy for Atlanta. So how does Atlanta get their scoring going? In the fast break, like Alicia Gray just demonstrated.
Dearica Hamby on the spin move didn't like the first look, but gets fouled on the spin around. Dearica Hamby will get 2 free throws here. Steps up for the first one and knocks it down. Dearica Hamby, just one of those Vegas aces where she won a championship with them as well. She's a 3-time All-Star and a 2-time 6th Woman of the Year.
She set 2 single-season franchise records for the Sparks last season as Alicia Gray gets her first 3 to go over.
9-5 start for Atlanta, and when Alicia Gray is rolling, so is the team. The step back by Monique off the mark.
One thing Atlanta does, not allowing offensive rebounds.
Ryan Howard short on the 3. Angel Reese trying to come down with the rebound. Instead, it falls in the breadbasket for Erica Wheeler. Wheeler going at Jordan Canada, receives the screen from Dearica Hamby. Nneka too strong on the 3.
Angel Reese went under the screen, daring Nneka to shoot that 3, hoping that she's not going to get hot from beyond the arc. Everybody's one-on-one with their mans defensively for Atlanta.
Angel on the inside, too strong, couldn't come down with the rebound. You can also see the length for
LA just 4 days ago on this floor.
Also the same time in the first game where Nneka Ogwumike said she was retiring. Monika Koa-Makani all the way up top, gets fouled by Ryan Howard on the take, and will get 2 free throws.
Not sure if I'm Ryan Howard out with the Sparks.
Talked about the time in Phoenix for Monica Koa-Makani, who actually was able to be a part, but that young experience under her belt, and as LA right now trying to prepare
In the league right now is that you've got players in their first and second seasons, right? So technically they're rookies and sophomores in the W. But like Koa-Makani, 5 years previous playing in pro ball in France has prepared her to play on this level in the WNBA.
There was a foul.
Ends up the floor, defense to offense, 2 points and 2 steals to add that.
A couple of substitutions in for LA as Cameron Brink, as well as Gray in the ball game.
And that's why I don't like that first foul that Howard got on that layup, just because now she has 2 and has to sit on the bench.
5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and Cameron Brink can't hold on to the ball in the paint. Third turnover for LA. Deep steal again for Medina, just short. Cameron Brink will be assessed with the block there. There was a bit of a reset at 14, so Atlanta has some work, or some time to work with. Jordan Canada couldn't find space over Atkins. And a travel call for Izzy Borlase at the top.
I think that surrounds the WNBA on the outside of the floor as well.
Was a huge piece, as you mentioned, as the president of the WNBA, to make sure that the CBA was something that was a go. Coming into the season, we weren't even sure if we'd have a season, but that committee, led by Nneka Ogwumike, ensured that it would happen.
Where she found some ground in that first quarter, touching the paint to try and remind her team to keep their foot on the gas.
Toni Morgan also on the floor for the Sparks after the break. Nneka going against Borlase, finds a sweet spot on the floor and knocks it down.
So far, Nneka Ogwumike lifting for the Sparks right now. Also has 4 rebounds. You can tell she doesn't like that loss.
Nneka Ogwumike going back to that resume as well as Atlanta turns the ball over.
Picking up another foul, and what I've heard from Jordan Canada and Ryan Howard, I read mouths, both of them saying to the referees, that's a foul. So LA being really physical right now.
And go up and take the lead with the Cameron Brink bucket. Cameron Brink has had limited time coming back, trying to work her way back from the ACL rehab from a season ago. Borlase with a nice Euro, but couldn't get on the right side of the goal for the finish, and a foul by Medina Okot. The look at the rim, no good for Alicia Gray. Borlase still gets it back to Gray on the 3 this time, off the mark. Angel Reese with the rebound, looking for different real estate. Couldn't connect on the layup. Atlanta still with the rock. Top of the key 3 for Borlase, no good.
And Reese was shut, no call.
Cameron Brink extending the floor, too strong.
Good box out though from Atlanta. No white jerseys in sight.
Atlanta's been stuck on 9 for the last few minutes as Ryan Howard pulls up, draws the foul, and stuck on 9 no longer.
And that's the answer. There's been a calling for Ryan Howard to touch Sparks for granted, right? The way they beat them just 4 games ago, and Naz Hillman said it in their last game. They're not going to see the same team because they didn't like getting beat on their court like this, and I think Atlanta came out a little too lax and got mad near the end of that first quarter.
The dive by De'Erica Hamby, the footwork as well, leads to 2 more points.
Beautiful use of the feet still there because she had the vision on that one.
There have been a few players in this league that you've seen with some black eyes, including Arike Ogunbowale the other night. The steal from behind for Naz Hillman. That's leading to the 8th turnover for Atlanta tonight. Atlanta had a total of 8 turnovers against Phoenix in the last game, and Cameron Brink cashes in a 3 off of it.
And Erica Wheeler loves it, but that's what happens when you have those turnovers. It takes you to the other side of the court, and they score. Now we're all tied up.
The dive by Angel Reese, and got the look underneath. And a nice response for Atlanta to regain.
That pass was on point from Alicia Gray, right where Angel Reese needed it over the defense.
It has seemed tactical as far as the offense getting to their 2nd and 3rd spots, and De'Erica Hamby has been that spot for LA.
LA is clicking on the offensive end right now. They're making Atlanta not click when it comes to their offense, or at least slowing down what they're good at, which is touching the paint.
9 points for De'Erica Hamby, and that assist coming from Ariel Atkins.
See around the rim.
Jordan Canada pushing the pace once again for Atlanta leads to an opportunity at the free throw line where she's been pretty good this season. Cameron Brink still getting would spend some time at UCLA, 4 years at UCLA, and Cameron Brink at Stanford. Jordan Canada, another three. This one's off the mark.
De'Erica Hamby had the assignment of boxing out Angel Reese to make sure she didn't get any of those league-leading offensive rebounds.
Not sure if that was a pass or a shot attempt for Cameron Brink. Up the floor, Tahina Pow leaking, and that got stripped by Ariel Atkins.
Excellent defense and recovery from Atkins.
I mentioned to you how Ariel Atkins is one of the best defenders on the wing in the league. The only player to have her first 5 years in the league on an all-defensive team. Hamby, spin around, in the bucket, nasty.
She's on a heater right now. And Hamby right now, it's wide open.
It's looking more like the Pacific for De'Erica Hamby, as she's the first player in double figures. Alicia, two-man game with Naz Hillman. I don't know how she gets it done, but she gets it done.
It was done round and down. But again, Atlanta touching the paint and finding ways right now in the second quarter.
De'Erica Ariel Atkins instead. The lefty is good. 2-point advantage for the Sparks as Atlanta trying to see if they can find their rhythm on the offensive end. Atlanta shooting 36% from the field. Gray had the last bucket. That's knocked out of bounds. Atlanta
in that first, the off-ball movement on the weak side. You got players switching around, getting the defense on their heels and breaking them down.
And another steal by Ariel Atkins. This looks a lot like what Atlanta did to Phoenix, where they had 7 steals in the first half. 5 steals already for the Sparks. Ryan Howard up top, off the mark. She's already knocked down 1-3. Ryan Howard right now at 6 points.
And for Howard, that deep three is a high percentage shot.
The dive, Necker with some of the best hands in the league, snags that in.
That was an excellent shot moving without the ball in her hands.
Corner three, Borlays, no.
The hot shooting at Phoenix not extending as much in this game. Atlanta just 3 of 12, 25% from beyond the arc.
Sparks on the other side, 8 assists on 10 made, working against Jordan Canada. 5 on the shot clock. Wheeler, pull up, good.
Good defense, even better offense. Jordan Canada went under the tunnel to get through on Wheeler, but it was too much space.
Wheeler, one of those players that has been playing very good basketball in her time with the Sparks. As a take for Angel Reese, strong.
Of that take by Reese on Naka, one of the best defensive players in the league, took it right at her chest.
Angel Reese now with 6 points. And a foul will be on the floor. We'll see if it stays here, and it does look like a foul. 7 on the shot clock for the Sparks. Wheeler, step back 3, no.
She shot that shot because Miami was playing in the background. You know, 305, recognized 305. Whoop, whoop. Has had this many fouls in the first half, right? She's done this before. Carl Smesco has trusted her not to pick up anymore, and she's done just that.
Beautiful dish by Angel Reese to Medina Okot. And today, but the team was celebrating her today as they had socks on at shoot-around that had one of the memes for her face on them. See if we can get a pair. Neko Gumake up top, bounces around and finds the hands of Angel Reese.
Well, I know one. Sign me up. I want her to sign them. I'll wear them to every shoot-around again.
We'll see if anything is I hope for the best, though. Ryan Howard at the top of the key, just off the mark for the 3. 3-point game as the dive by De'Erica Hamby, spraying out more. Monique passed it to the wrong team.
And it was the size of Okot on the inside that deterred Hamby's layup. I like Carl Smesco putting her in the game and using her size to combat the length that LA has on the interior.
5th turnover for LA leads to a bucket by Borlays.
from the shift. It's not sticking on one side for Atlanta anymore. You can see the difference.
Monique, who got the start in the absence of Ray Burrell, also for the only scratch for Atlanta still is Bree Jones, who is working her way back due to the leg injury that she suffered against Connecticut. Medina Okot on the floor. Time expired, but Atlanta had the ball. Here comes the dream. More lays. Can it be back-to-back buckets? And just off the mark for the three.
Her last three was of Jordan Canada, who came up with the steal.
Atlanta's defense has definitely surged in the last few possessions. There hasn't been a bucket until then in the last 2 minutes. And of course, you go to free herself up. More movement from Atlanta. Gets it back on the wing, loses Ariel Atkins in the air. Ryan Howard just off the mark in her last few threes.
But you know, when it comes to shooting, she's going to keep on shooting. Her teammates have the confidence in her, and they speak a lot about the law of averages on this Dream team.
Nneka found the dive, the dish to De'Erica. No call, and here comes Angel Reese. Angel Reese already with 9 rebounds tonight to add 6 points. Ryan Howard in the corner. Now she kissed it off the glass that time. Or the previous time. I'm really ready for the Bank of Howard.
Unless you tried to bank it. And again, her and Erica Wheeler had something to say to each other coming down on defense. I saw what you did there, the Bank of Howard.
Chance Gray was able to send it to Erica Wheeler. Wheeler off the mark, and Ryan, excuse me, a rebound of the night. Those nights where you almost think that she get 20. The dish to Gray. The lane opened up, but an offensive foul will be assessed. I do believe it's going against Gray. 3 for Ryan Howard, 2 for Naz and Angel Reese. Approaching the 1-minute mark here in the first half. Another steal by Jordan Canada this time, looking up the floor. Atlanta very good with being able to grab points off of turnovers, and it continues to apply as Angel
like to do, and it's going from defense to offense, that transition game.
9 on the shot clock. Nneka Ogwumike pulls up, count the bucket.
Busy, just a really good offensive player.
Nneka Ogwumike 5 for 9 from the field, has 11 points, 8 rebounds. That we've seen in the 3 previous games on the West Coast as we get things going. The Sparks start off the half with the ball. Erica Wheeler, who has been steady for them in this ball game, hasn't been prolific on the offensive end, but what she is known to do is just set things up as she has the 2 points. Nothing there in that possession as Angel Reese brings the ball up the floor. Alicia Gray, as you mentioned, 9 points in the first half. 4 assists, excuse me, to add to it. The beautiful dime by Ryan Howard as Naz Hillman has her
fun being a teammate of a player who draws in triple teams, because Naz was wide open, but right there, Nneka just not cooling off at all. Difficult shot.
Anything 1 to 2 feet into that 3-point line. Nneka Ogwumike is just lights out as Ryan Howard, who spent the majority of the first half on the bench because of the 3 fouls, finds Alicia Gray for the triple.
We say it time and time again. And then that opens up her 3-point shooting from the outside, pure on demonstration, excuse me.
Alicia Gray, the first Dream player in double figures. She has 12. Offensive rebound goes down to De'Erica Hamby, so a second look for the Sparks. The spin, more movement for Hamby, and off the rim.
De'Erica Hamby got moves for days. I mean, I've seen all the footwork I can see so far, and we're just in the third.
Another look outside, no good. Ariel Atkins knocks that out of bounds. Atlanta can get Connie. Ryan Howard still able to get the ball on the inbound and finger rolled it off the glass into the rim. Check.
I've never seen a finesse bank shot.
Well, now you have. Ryan Howard has showed us everything regarding a bank tonight. Atlanta striking first in this third quarter, taking the lead 43-39. Nneka And then mid-range is short.
And right there, look at the two guard with the length. Starts the break.
Decides to retreat dribble, give it up to Jordan Canada. See what she can work with it. Ryan Howard turned down the 3. 7 on the shot clock, the back door. And just off the mark for Angel Reese. Ryan Howard is a wizard with her passing so far in this game.
She's showing us some good vision, and right there you can tell Reese that rebound.
He picks up the foul for Angel Reese.
Backup guards who can still bring the ball up the floor and not rely on a Tahina Pau, who also saw some injury during the season.
Erica Wheeler with a little bit too much bump.
Y'all should see this look.
I have to dust off the, blow off the dust from that stat. Ryan Howard, top of the key. Trey, no.
Howard's gonna keep shooting that 3 until one falls. That's the way a shooter is supposed to think, but she's also had some good vision, some good dimes in this game so far.
Yeah, she's done a little bit of everything in this ball game, as you mentioned. Ryan Howard, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a foul at the top of the key.
Gray got past her.
Learning lessons is Alicia Gray. That was tipped from behind by Nneka Ogwumike. The dive by Gray. Finish at the rim. And a nice toss in by Reese.
That has been working for Atlanta so far in this game. When one person draws 2, there's somebody.
Akoa Makani coming in for the double team against Reese. Ariel Atkins off the deck, draws a foul. Alicia Gray picking up
first quarter, and we mentioned it before that she's been in this situation where she's had 3 or 4 fouls and played through it and not picked up another one.
Nneka gets the ball on the block, reverses it, and continues supporting the point. She's the game leader, 16 points. Jordan Canada is, maybe it's because she's back home in a sense where she just has really found a rhythm at the glass at the finish.
Give me that.
Angel Reese, a big reason why they have 3 players in 1-2 and
they keep getting those steals and deflections.
Jordan Canada off the bounce, poked away by Erica Wheeler. Jordan kind of feeling it.
Layups inside, and they got hard over the length of LA, but right now she's just getting them up and over.
Ryan Howard with the dish. Coming off the top screen, beautiful execution for Atlanta. 8-point lead for Atlanta, 12 assists. That one coming from Jordan Canada. Nneka, pull up, another one.
And Nneka wanted the foul on that one, but I'm still paying attention to the degree of difficulty of her shot attempts.
She just drifts
literally
into a bucket. Jordan Canada tried to see if she could thread the needle to Naz Hillman. Instead, she gets it back. 8 on the shot clock. Here comes Gray. Tossed it up and drops the foul for a short moment.
Pressuring the defense and keeping them on their heels, because that's the reminder Atlanta needs.
Gray rattles that one in.
They're dropping, but man, ain't no finesse on none of them.
Now 75% from the free throw line. On this road trip, Atlanta has scored 97 or more points in all 3 games. A little bit below their average in this one, with a short start, or slow start rather, in the first quarter. This has been their most efficient quarter so far.
Yeah, this is the biggest lead they've had all game as well.
Halfway through the third quarter, Ryan Howard finding space and just a little bit too congested in the paint.
And she
last year she was building off of a year where she was one of the finalists for MVP. As Nneka Ogwumike, right out of the timeout, gets a bucket to go.
She's ridiculous tonight. Got a double-double, 20 and 11, and we're still in the third quarter. She can't miss.
Atlanta is hoping that's false as Ryan Howard airballs it.
Shooters to keep shooting, and we've seen it work all season long, where crucial threes have been knocked down by players all over this Dream franchise.
There is this unconscious effort when you're thinking about Ryan Howard shooting the three, is there is a foul on the take by Ariel Atkins. We'll see who the foul is.
And now again, trying to find some rhythm, she has to go out of the game.
Now
with
pick
that
up her fourth. Yep.
And you have to credit the Sparks for paying attention to personnel. Their coach reminding them, keep going at Howard because they need her production on the floor.
Ariel Atkins, on the other hand, has been doing a little bit of everything for the Sparks. A sight for sore eyes as Bree Jones, who is still on the bench for her 5th consecutive game, as Jordan Canada gets a nice lay-in on the other side.
She's forcing the issue. I love it. And defense to offense, or offense to defense in this case, that usually gets them going. One leads to the difference in the showing from both teams tonight versus just 4 days ago.
Jordan Canada is averaging almost a double-double in points and assists. 11.6 and 7.4 assists on the season. The strong screen on Jordan Canada free up Ariel Atkins, but she couldn't finish at the rim. Excuse me, Timmy Morgan.
You know, there's nights where Atlanta can shoot a season high of 64% from the field, and there's nights where they're off, and it's barely 22% tonight.
5 for 23 from outside. Atkins, pull up. No. Cam Brink was able to track it down. Pulls up for the three. No. Nneka Ogwumike for the third try under the rim. It catches in. The Sparks are one of those teams.
Grown woman move right there. She went and got that through 2 different black jerseys and put it back up between 2.
4-point ball game. 2:34 left, and a lot of contact on the inside in the paint. From my perspective, tactical. So it looks like they're
a little bit trying to get around the screen, and that as a result causes her to flail the arms, so they kind of cancel out, but it still is a foul, just nothing upgraded and intentional.
Either way, a foul on Cameron Brink stands, and Alicia Gray will get the 2. Alicia Gray right now leading the way for Atlanta.
Free throw. And isn't it amazing that we've seen Alicia Gray kind of take a backseat some games and allow her teammates to equal when they need her to score, she can get a bucket, but so can De'Erica Hamby, again touching the paint, using her length.
De'Erica Hamby, the only starter on the floor for the Sparks, makes it a 4-point game. Now with 13 points, can Atlanta respond? Medina Okot setting the screen for Borlays. Found space, pulls up, and rounds that one in.
Beautiful offense from Borlays, who just came around the screen and took advantage of the little spacing that she did have that the screener kind of got for her.
Jihan Park. Back on the wing, finding De'Erica Hamby. 3 on the shot clock. More footwork and more points for none other than De'Erica.
Patience as a player to assess the defense the way she does, allow the double team to leave, and just went one-on-one.
Borlays off the bounce, gets fouled by Jihan Park. For Jihan Park, as Izzy Borlays will step up to the free throw line for the first time tonight for Atlanta. Knocks down the first as we take a look at the... He is playing with 4 fouls to close out the 3rd quarter. Biggest lead for Atlanta was 8. And the spin around by Cameron Brink led to a foul by Medina Okot.
Defense just doing work.
22 points and 12 rebounds for Nneka Ogwumike in this ball game. 10 more minutes left. Nice snag out of the air for Naz Hillman, and the finish on the left.
Naz is so tough on the interior. Into the possession for Atlanta.
3 players in double figures for the Dream. Naz Hillman joining the cream.
But what I was alluding to was, I'm surprised that there's no Nneka on the floor right now to start the 4th quarter with those 22 points.
Yeah, Ariel Atkins and Nneka Ogwumike actually start the 4th quarter on the bench instead.
But I'm just surprised that we didn't see her to start off this 4th.
Jordan at the rim.
Again.
How efficient. I mean, some of the best numbers she's had in her career she's putting up this season.
She's 4 of 7 from inside of the paint alone. No threes tonight, just doing all her damage on the interior, putting the defense on her back.
9 points for Jordan Canada in the ball game. Cole McConney pulls the ball out, looking for help. There's Erica Wheeler with the back door. More movement, 3 on the shot clock. Erica Hamby on the floater, no.
And that's the shot I expected from Wheeler. She had the floater right in the middle, mid-range section of the paint, and I thought she would have taken it.
A lot of work that Naz Hillman.
They're just so smart with how they move without the rock.
Naz Hillman standing at 6'2", plays so much bigger than that, and that's a big reason of why also she's extended her range from 3 in the past 2 seasons. Angel Reese with the rebound, couldn't get the putback. Alicia Gray left alone on the right, in and out on the 3, and it continues to be a poor shooting stretch for Atlanta on the outside. 5 for 26.
Well, Reese didn't need the dribble. She should have went right back up with that layup, and that's what Atlanta needed, the easy 2, because then she was met with taller defenders.
Canada has on for tonight.
Always.
The Jordan family has Erica Hamby. Short on the attempt. Jordan Canada always eyes up the floor, finding Ryan Howard. 3.
There it is.
And an immediate 45 for our pregame show with Avery Braxton, and then Tabitha Turner, Autumn Johnson, and I at 3 p.m. for the tip-off at Atlanta News First and the Peachtree Sports Network. So that will be a game that everybody wants to see. I've already had, but you can always watch us on TV. Watch us on TV. Or it's one of those things where the demand is high, especially when you have the offense clicking the way that it has been for Atlanta in the second half. Alicia Gray with the backdoor look, and this is the biggest lead for Atlanta.
They've slowly increased the lead, and they did it in that third quarter. You talked about how that was the best quarter they had. Ariel Atkins not going away, though. That's just her 7th point of the game, matching her jersey. But I'm impressed with how Atlanta has stayed the course in this second half. Ryan Howard trying to get a nut right before that last break.
Quick whistle on the floor.
She needs just 2 to top her own record and 4 to get the record for the lead or tie it. There goes Nneka Ogwumike finishing out this one. She comes back in midway through this quarter to see if they can do some damage or try and get this score closer.
Angel Reese finding the lane, but being blocked by Cameron Brink at the rim. That's a 3rd block that Cam Brink has had on Angel Reese. Nneka with another look on the inside and draws the foul as well. Count the bucket. Nneka. How incredible is it to see 2 performers and rebounders at that on the floor going against one another in Angel Reese and Nneka Ogwumike.
But I just love what Reese said about Nneka after the last time they saw them just 4 days ago. That's one of her first bets, and she put her own game early coming into the lead.
Ryan Howard going right off the fingertips of Brink. So Atlanta will get it back.
This game, and they've been able to keep this space between them and the Sparks. They've been getting inside and forcing the issue.
Biggest lead was 16. Borlace finds one dribble in and can't connect on the pull-up. Here comes Toni Morgan. Actually had her career at Kentucky. Started off at Georgia Tech. You might
Where?
be familiar.
My alma mater, then went to Kentucky and got 2nd team there as well.
Also a Georgia native as Cam Brink at the rim draws the foul, and they've been racking up points on the inside. To keep her on the floor. There is no one at the scorer's table for a substitution, so we play on with about 5 minutes left in the ball game. Alicia Gray, Angel Reese was battling underneath and just lost.
Bringing bodies to Reese as soon as she touches the basketball. They're moving on the pass, so they're able to disrupt her shooting, and they've done it all night. She's still sitting at 8 points.
Toni Morgan off the decks finds Cameron Brink, who's already knocked one down. Can't do it there. Cam Brink leading all players off the bench with 12 points. And we have not from Ryan Howard. That's where you get going. We talked about her coming in the third quarter, 1 for 10 from outside. So what does she do? Lights you up on the inside.
And that's why she's still on the floor playing with 5 fouls. Karsmesko trusting her because he needs that offense on the other side.
A lot of time left in this ball game. It's a 10-point advantage for the Dream, though. Nneka outside, just off the mark for the 3. 22 rebounds. Eight left, double team on the block against Naz Hillman. Try again. If you think you can stop her, I'm not sure what you woke up inspired to do. She is so good when the pressure is on.
Front court players in this game that have been battling inside of the paint.
So what front court? That Vandy played in the ABL as well.
The playoffs or not, they're going to make sure they leave it all out here on the floor against this team that pretty much embarrassed them just 4 days ago on their home floor.
Less than 10 to work with. Ryan Howard sends it to Angel Reese. Angel Reese putting it off the deck, being blocked again by Cam Brink, and that'll be a shot clock violation if there's something that Cam Brink has done tonight.
It just blocked off the paint, which is where Atlanta finds a lot of their offensive momentum from.
Tying a career high with 5 blocks. Cam Brink getting it done on the defensive end.
Juana Bonner, where they just look so much longer because of the way that they're built and put together.
7 seconds. Erica Wheeler outside. No. Angel Reese with her 23rd rebound. A new tie the record for the WNBA. Less than 2 minutes to make it happen, though. Alicia Gray working. Finds Naz Hillman. Another swarming defense, and Cameron Brink forces the tie-up.
They've had immeasurable.
Lead for Atlanta as Erica Wheeler off the bounce, too short.
There she is. She ties the record to set another record.
Like, Angel Reese going at Brink again, and this time is able to draw the foul.
You got Cameron Brink.
I go back to the interview that she did in her first year in Chicago, where she was telling Holly Rowe, I'm a dog. You can't teach that. And we've seen it. I mean, this has not been the greatest performance offensively for Angel Reese, but it's what she does, the record that is being broken. And here we are again, Angel Reese with the single game record of 25 rebounds. Cam Brink on the dive gets fouled.
And I just love how she's been backing it up the whole time that she's been with this team.
Cameron Brink knocks down the first of the pair, 69-76. This next one can make it a 2-possession game. Less than a minute to go, though. Sparks have to move and get some stops and can't connect. Could she possibly go for 30? 26 and counting. Final seconds of this ball game. Atlanta looking to close, to have the record over the Sparks, but also walk away with 4 straight wins. Jordan Canada, nothing on the 3. Atkins pushing, finding space, can't connect. Cameron Brink on the putback, nothing there. Up the floor, and Angel Reese by herself to get another double-double, and does. Probably the easiest look she'll
From Reese and the rest of this Atlanta Dream team. Record after record being reset from this team.
The foul is there. It says on the floor. 7 seconds left. Shake your head every night. And as you look at the stat line, like, yeah, she's her. She's a dog. Time waning down as Atlanta will indeed push it to 4 straight wins. They have looked phenomenal on this West Coast trip. As